guys, and welcome back to our last video in this week's Java tutorial. So in this video we're going to work on some pretty easy but commonly used string methods. So originally it was a review over our first 3 string methods, but if you recall at the very beginning of the course there was a video about the length to upper lowercase and index of methods. So you guys can go and watch that. In this video we're going to be working with the char@at function, the isEmpty function, trim, replace, and concat functions. So a lot of these are self-explanatory based on their names. For example, char@at is basically going to, we're going to give a index and it's going to tell us which character is at that index. So it's going to return to you a string. isEmpty is going to ask you whether or not the string that you're checking is empty. So it's going to give you a true or a false. Then trim is going to trim off some white spaces at the beginning and end. So if you can see this example here, I have white spaces over here, and when you trim it, they're going to disappear. Same thing with the end. Then another one is replace, and you're going to choose which letter you want to replace and the replacement letter as well. That's going to mess things up a little bit, but it's okay. And then last but not least is concat, when you want to merge 2 or more strings together. So all of these pretty easy. Let's go ahead and try them out and have some fun. So this is from our previous factorial lesson. Let me get rid of it. We're going to be working all in the main function today. So we'll start off with string myText1, and set it equal to, say, today is not Tho Day. Today is National Donut Day. Because it is. June 4th is National Donut Day. And we can go ahead and do system.out.println and say myText1 dot char@, and then in these parentheses here you're going to give a index. So let's just do 6. Then put a semicolon at the end, run your code, and see what comes out. So we run our code and we get I. So this I means that at our 6th index, there is I. So let's count. Remember, indexes start from 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I is indeed our 6th index here. Okay, so that's char@. So let me put a comment and say char@at gives the character at the given index. Okay, so 1 down. Let's do string myText2 and say, so today is National Donut Day. We can get free donuts. So I love donuts, and who doesn't want free donuts, right? So this is a perfect excuse to get some free donuts. So the next one let's do is isEmpty. So this is going to check whether or not your string is empty. Now this may seem kind of obvious to you, but sometimes checking whether or not a string is empty can come in handy. So system.out.println myText2 dot isEmpty. Empty. I believe I spelled that right. Put a semicolon, run your code, and we are going to get false. So why do we get false? The reason why we get false is because, let's ask the question, is string text2 empty? No, because there's words in it, right? So no, false, that's incorrect. Now if I were to do this, and I leave it like this, then I run my code, and I ask, is it empty or not? Then it's going to give me true. Why? Because there's nothing in my string, right? My string is empty. So that was just a quick example of isEmpty. So let's see. isEmpty checks if the string is empty or not. Kind of obvious, right? Is empty or not. The next one that we're going to work with is trim. Now, this is the one that I think is the least important out of all of them, but we can go ahead and try it. myText 3. And so you can go to many donut stores to get a free donut, or donuts plural, right? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add some stuff at the beginning and at the end. So there's some white spaces at the beginning and end. But when I do system.out.println, my text 3.trim, it's going to give me my text, except this time my text is not going to have spaces at the beginning, right? So we don't have these random spaces at the beginning, which sometimes if you get a string with some spaces that you don't want, you can just use the trim function, and now it's trimmed nice and neatly. So trim is going to get rid of white spaces at beginning or end. Next one we're going to do, I believe, is replace. So string my text 4 is equal to, so I know, guys, I've done all my research, because believe it or not, Donut Day means a lot to me. If you are COVID vaccinated, you can also get another free donut. Pretty cool, right? And I know I am vaccinated, so maybe I'll go get a free donut today. So let's do system.out.println. And this time we'll do my text 4 dot replace. Now when you do replace, in the parentheses you need two things. You need what you want to replace and what you're replacing it with. So the first thing I'm replacing is, what is a letter that I see a lot here? Let's do C. I see a lot of C's in here. And let's replace it with, what letter should I replace it with? Let's replace it with S. And run your code. So now my string should look like gibberish now. We get, if you are COVID vaccinated, you can also get another free donut. So likewise, I can also replace full words. This time let's replace you. I know I use you twice, and replace it with me. So then run your code, and we are going to get, if me are COVID vaccinated, me can also get another free donut. So that's how you do replace. So replace is going to exchange values in the string, basically. Right, now the last one that we have is string donut1 equals, this is unpopular opinion. I think Krispy Kreme is better than Dunkin' Donuts. That's just my opinion, but some people disagree with me. So I'm going to say crispy, and string donut2 is going to be cream. So now if I want to merge these two together, I would do this. System.out.println, donut1 dot concat donut2. Put a semicolon and run my code. So notice that I actually did put a space afterwards, so that way we get Krispy Kreme. If I did not put a space, then it would just merge together as one word, like Krispy Kreme. Instead of crispy space cream, it would be Krispy Kreme, right? If you flipped it, if you did donut2 concat with donut1, then you would actually get cream crispy. And again, there's not going to be a space. You do cream crispy instead of cream space crispy, right? So we know that concat merges two or more strings. Okay. So we learned about the char at, as well as is empty, trim, replace, and concat function. So these 5 were pretty easy, but they're used quite often in Java. So I just wanted to show you guys basically a quick preview of how we use these. So that's it for this week's videos. I'll see you guys for next week's videos. Bye, guys.